name's Dan Hathorn. I'm retired Navy. I was injured in 2009. After 2009, I was approached by Team Semper Fi, an individual who said, because I deployed with some Marines, would you like to go to a sports camp and figure out what you can do now that you've got this, this disability. Being part of Team Semper Fi was huge to me because there's a little bit of a vacuum once you get injured and you leave your buddies that you've been deployed with.
There's a different thing when you're around injured and ill service members. There's an instant trust, and it's just something, I'm not sure if I can put it into words, but it's just a good group to be around. There's positive energy, and we can tell if someone's having a bad day or down. We kind of rally around that person and kind of bring them back up.
The processing of the ideas in your mind, the processing of the things you've seen and done is an important factor, and Semper Fi has a way of doing it without even knowing that they might be doing it by pulling us all together and doing this great program.
When you're in what we call the civilian sector, you kind of search for those relationships, and so being able to be part of this group and organization and develop those relationships is awesome.
The people that are freshly injured have a different level of healing and where they're at mentally. So to be around people that have been through the same circumstances gives them a good role model to emulate, and they can see the progress that's being made.
It really makes it special, not just another vacation, a short vacation.
I think it's the camaraderie and the energy that it brings that drew me to it.
It can be a little intimidating when you wake up in a hospital and they just read you this long list of here's everything that's happened to you, and especially if you lose consciousness and you don't know what's going on.
I had to learn a lot about myself, had to learn a lot about the injuries of today.
I was bedridden with my back and my neck for, I don't know, at least a month or so, and I really wanted to walk, and so that was me. It was just getting up and putting one foot in front of the other with a little walker and having my mom and my sister there helping me out. It's nice to be able to work for this organization and give other people that opportunity, especially with sports. It's the ability to give someone smaller, attainable goals that allow them to transition into bigger goals.
I think the more that someone can challenge themselves physically, it'll help them mentally.
There's guys here today that have never seen snow. This is their first time, so it's a completely new environment for them, and they're loving it. And it's a new challenge.
The first time I tried sit skiing, it was a little embarrassing, and it was rough. There was a lot of tipping over, sitting up, tipping over, and getting back up again. The day went like that. The next day, a little bit better, and by the third day, have fun with it. Then it was more about the fun than the work, and it just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming, and now it's very liberating because I could go anywhere on the mountain and ski with anybody, and I'm not worried about having a certain handicap, or I need a certain tool to do this sport. And then this sport is just, it's you and the mountain, and go out and have fun.
I'm wearing my hat inside right now because there's a Purple Heart on it. And I usually take my cover off inside a building out of respect, but I wear this for those that aren't allowed to be here with us anymore, and that were buried with their Purple Heart on their chest. And I wear it for those that are dealing with things, PTSD and different things like that. And it's an honor and a privilege for me to still be alive.
You all share a similar bond, and you can joke and chat with each other, and everyone knows that you're kind of on the same playing field just by nature of where you were at and what you were doing.
You can kind of get to the heart of what the issues are, whether somebody's got PTSD or a brain injury, or somebody's depressed because they're just recently injured. We all kind of come together and share that.
It's pretty cool to see the changes, not only over these 3 days, but over a couple years.
But the interactions that we have, the connections that we build, that's phenomenal.
Mentally, it was very good for me to be there and be around those guys.
I'm not doing this just because I want to do it. I'm doing it because of what it does for me. I leave these events recharged mentally.
What Semper Fi does here, what Semper Fi builds here, will definitely help preserve another possible suicide. And I can't necessarily judge that out, but I will say, in the first 2 years at the Wounded Warrior Battalion, we lost 5 to suicides. And me as a corpsman, my corpsman took it personal. We're dealing with all this stuff. And there's nothing more upsetting or hurtful to me than to lose somebody that has made it through such an enormous amount of craziness in combat, to come back to a country that loves us now and that really appreciates what we do and provides this Semper Fi fund to do what it does. It's really hard for me to lose somebody now. And I think about that all the time.
94% of the dollar goes to the service member. We have a really low overhead, and we work hard to maintain that. So if individuals were looking to help out, they wanted to donate, they can rest assured that our whole program is driven by pushing as much of the taking as much of the financial burden off the service member and helping them in whatever way possible get back on that recovery bandwagon and get out there and do that.
It's our duty to continue to live a life that hopefully inspires America and inspires those that would be here if they could be, to do something better about ourselves each and every day.